istemeyen kör olsun. Karabağ bizimdi, bizim olacak.
Upwards of 500 people, immigrants to Israel from Azerbaijan, lining the streets by the Jaffa port on Monday. The protest, organized by the Azerbaijan House, the Azerbaijan Jewish diaspora organization in Israel, coming in response to the latest Armenian provocation against Azerbaijan, the most recent outbreak of violence in a decades-long conflict over the Nagorno-Karabakh and surrounding regions of Azerbaijan. Though the latest exchange of fire takes place nearly 300 kilometers or 200 miles away from the Armenian-occupied Nagorno-Karabakh territory. Breaking a shaky ceasefire along the Armenian-Azeri border July 12th, Armenian and Azerbaijani officials accuse one another of shelling both military and civilian positions on either side. The fighting then exploding over the following days, leading to the deaths of at least one civilian and 16 soldiers, including an Azerbaijani major general.
Sərhəd bölgələrinə amansızcasına ağır mərmilərdən, ağır artilleriyadan ateş açdılar. Ayın növbəti gecə səhərə kimi atdılar. Axşam saat 12-dən səhər 7-yə kimi atmadılar. Saat 7-də təzədən başladı. Dünənki gündə ayın 14-cü günü tezdən atıldı. 14-cü günü tezdən nədir? 7-də 8 işləmiş başladılar.
Danışanda atırdılar. Dedi ki, atırlar, başlayıblar. Onu da səs gəlir. Dedi, eşidirsən? Dedim, eşidirəm. Dedim, baba, bir yerdə, yəni çölə bayıra çox eləmə. O da səhər-səhər idi. Yəqin kuxlanın qabağında olub düz. Yəqin ki, çörək yiyib, çıxırmış o yana keçməyəmi, yəni necə mərmi düşüb. Yəni onu... Yəni ölən vaxtı, mərmi düşən vaxtı yanında heç kim olmuyor.
Thousands of protesters gathering in the Azeri capital of Baku then, marching in solidarity with the Azeri army and chanting, "Karabakh, our homeland is indivisible." But there's much more to this story than just the recent clashes. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, beginning with the disintegration of the Soviet Union in the late 1980s, has never really ended. Both former Soviet nations, Azerbaijan and Armenia, lay claim to the region between them. The international community, though, does recognize Nagorno-Karabakh and the 7 adjacent regions occupied by Armenia as sovereign Azerbaijan territory. Now, meanwhile, back in Israel, the 400-strong demonstration marched through the southern Tel Aviv Jaffa port, arriving at the Armenian Cultural Center and Armenian Church. Protest organizers explaining, though, that the demonstration was peaceful and not intent on provoking the Armenian Culture Center or the church. Rather, as citizens of Israel, they simply felt that as Armenia has no official representation in Israel, the Armenian Culture Center and church were the most suitable spot for the rally. Then, beginning with a minute of silence in honor of the recently killed, the rally moved on to playing hymns from the State of Israel and Azerbaijan, followed by demands for Israel to pressure Armenia and for Armenia to comply with the 4 UN Secretary Council's resolutions on this matter. The UN calling for Armenia to withdraw its armed forces from the Nagorno-Karabakh and 7 adjacent regions, and to allow nearly 1 million Azeri refugees to return to the land.